Hey guys, it's Emily, and I just wanted to make a little video to update you on the goings on. I have posted several shows in various places, and I wanted to kind of let you guys know what they are and where to find them. I have been a little bit out of commission for the last about 5 days. I had a flare up of back pain. I'm on the mend. I'm doing fine. Thank you for the people who knew and for the kind words, but it has limited the amount of time I'm able to sit at the computer. I've been having a back issue really on and off for 3 years now. And I think what I've come to in a lot of ways is that limit and sort of limit the amount of time I sit at the computer and take a lot more breaks from being at the computer than I've been taking. I'm a person who for most of my life spent very little time sitting at the computer. And then the last couple of years, I'm spending the bulk of my time sitting at the computer, and my body doesn't like it. And so I'm going to have to pace myself. And because of that, I'm no longer going to be doing so many like little edits, like editing so many shows for YouTube, right? I'm going to try and put up like one show a week on YouTube, and then maybe one update video about where you can find other shows. Cause I generally do somewhere between 2 and 4 or 5 shows a week. But because of the way things have been with censorship and just all the hoops and weird things one has to do about where you can post things and how they have to be and blah, 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 blah. I just don't have the time anymore to do edits and teasers and all of that kind of stuff. So going forward, at least for the time being, there'll probably be one regular show and then like a sort of update and links to where else kind of video that's easy and unproduced for me to do sort of a week here on YouTube. And I'm going to be putting most of my time and energy and effort into, the places where I have sort of communities around what I'm doing. And that is on Patreon, locals. I have an announcement I'm going to make about Rockfin in just a minute, and then soon my own website. So I've got a bunch of shows that I posted recently. I want to let you know where they are. First of all, there have been glass bead game episodes the last few weeks. I am no longer doing the little 20-minute clips and posting them on YouTube for people to look at, just because the amount of work that went into making those little clips just was a lot. And right now I'm trying to, like I said, sort of thin the amount of things I have to do on the computer. So I will announce them in these update videos, or maybe link to a thumbnail that has a link to where you can find them. Playing the Glass Bead Game, for those people who don't know, is an offshoot of the Project Kids series. Project Kids episodes post once a month. They have a public and a private portion. Playing the Glass Bead Game is a completely private supporter-only series. There is a show every week. They are long, they are detailed, they're interesting shows. If anybody hasn't checked one out yet and would like to, you can hit me up and I will give you a free complimentary episode, anyone you'd like. So you can check it out. And, or if you want to come to the cafe one day, which is where people who like that material get together, hang out, talk about weird stuff, play the game together, hit me up. And I want to make that accessible for anybody who wants to try that out, see if they like it. Glass Bead Game is available at the Project Kids level on Patreon or on its own locals page, projectkids.locals.com. I may be making the episodes available on Rockfin going forward as a pay-per-view. We'll see. I'm not there yet, but that would be a way people, if they just wanted to watch them singly, could watch them. So that's the deal with what's going on with those. There's been, since the last clip I posted, I think, which was episode 37, there's been episode number 38, which was human interference. Let's see. What was the name of the title? What was the title of the show? Hold on just a second. I can't keep track of my own. I think it was called Temporal Dimensions of Human Interference. The name kind of describes what we were talking about. And then the next week we did our very first episode of comments, questions, and chatter, in which we commented on or answered questions and comments that members of the group had over the prior episode. And that actually turned out to be really cool. That one is titled CQC #1 of Salt and Sea. And then we recorded another this week that will be out probably on Monday, episode number 39. We had one of the members of the Project Kids group come and play with us. It was a really good one. I'm excited about that. We're going to be doing one of those a month we'll be doing like, yeah, one of those a month where we have somebody from the group come and play with Michael and I. So that's exciting. All right. Then I also had posted on YouTube the previous video, an episode of Strange Mosaic with Look Out for Charlie. And I was super excited to have him on. It was a really good show. I've been a listener and a fan of his for a number of years. I think he does excellent work. And I think there's nobody who gets the intersection of the electronic frequency field and the buildup of weaponized particles in the body better than he does. And we had a great chat. So if you haven't seen that episode yet, I posted it yesterday. People seem to be enjoying it. You can go check that out. Danny and I also posted episode number 56 of Words. That is available over on Rumble for the public section. And then Afterwords is available for patrons and supporters on Locals. I will be linking to that below. We have started our own Words podcast Locals page. There will be a link down below for people with a promo code if you want to go get a free month over there. That's the best place to go to interact with the community around those shows. You can watch Words publicly over there. Afterwards, if you're a supporter, you can get a free month, as I said. And in the near future, we'll be starting to do some like get-togethers or chats or events or webinars around that as well. That'll be available for supporters over there. That will be the only place that Afterwords is available as a video. The Afterwords will still be available right now for my patrons and on my personal Locals page, but only for people who are $10 and above supporters. And you will be getting them there, though, in audio. And a lot of this has to do with data issues since my Vimeo debacle. I'm having to be judicious with this way I spend my data allowances per month on the various sites. And so it will be available as video on the Words podcast Locals page and on audio for my patrons and local supporters, $10 and above on my own Patreon Locals. I understand some of this is confusing. I'm trying to diversify the way and places that I put my material out for the obvious reasons, and also try and make it as fair and stuff as I can for people. You can never make everyone happy, but I'm doing the best I can to both protect my ability to put content out. Whether you guys are supporters on Locals or not, I suggest you go become a member. It's free to become a member. You just have to give your email address, and that way we can stay in contact if other things go south. I think that Locals is a little more free speechy than Patreon. And then the other thing I want to announce is a new series called Occult Tennis that I'm doing with Eric Peterson. That is a series that we have created for Rockfin. I now have a channel on Rockfin. I will put the link to that down below. If you guys are already members or subscribers, premium subscribers on Rockfin, please go follow me there. If you're not yet a subscriber on Rockfin, for $10 a month, you can get access to my premium content and lots of other creators. It works a little bit differently than Patreon or Locals or whatever, where you pay individually for your different creators. There, you just pay $10 and you can watch all the different creators' premium content. For right now, the first few episodes, I may be doing another series with someone else over there, but the first few episodes will definitely be just free and open to the public. And then some of them may become premium content over that. I'll be putting sort of a mix of some of my work that I post other places, and then some of these series that are recorded specifically for Rockfin over there. And so go over there and check that out. I am also... the deal with Rockfin, like the shows that are there for premium people, they're also going to be available to the highest levels that I do on Patreon. And eventually when my website comes, which is going to be soon, they'll be available there. So you don't have to be a supporter on Patreon and Rockfin necessarily. Like, I'm still working out all those levels right now. Most of the new and original content on Rockfin is going to be free. When it gets into moving into premium, I'll have that stuff all sorted out. But again, like I said, I'm trying to diversify the places and the way that I put my material out. So go over there if you want to check out the Occult Tennis stuff. We just did the first episode. It was a lengthy one, but I think there were some good nuggets, and I think we'll refine it as we go forward. Links to everything that I've talked about, the various shows and promo codes and all that kind of stuff, will be in the description box and in a pinned comment below. Also, tomorrow night at 7 p.m. Central, we do the live stream on On locals, free to listen to. Supporters get to chat. There'll be a promo code if you want a free month as a supporter on my personal locals page down below. So that is tomorrow night. And then Saturday night at 7 p.m. Central, it will be our 2-year anniversary of Conspiracy Cocktail. And we will be taking a look at the con man as an archetype and how that has sort of played into the reality that we sort of swim around in these sort of conspiracy movement. And we will ask ourselves the question, have we been conned? This is the 2-year anniversary and the final monthly edition of Conspiracy Cocktail. I will continue to do Conspiracy Cocktail on a random, occasional basis, kind of like when the inspiration hits, but it is being retired as an every month event, just because I have a lot of stuff going on in my life right now, and I'm trying to balance online activities with real world activities. And we had a really good run, but it was something I started right the first or second week of the pandemic to keep people connected and away from isolation and boredom and whatnot during the pandemic. At least for now, we seem to be pretending to go back to semi-normal life. So people seem to be having lots of other engagements. And I think it served its purpose and was one of the coolest things that I've ever done. And we will continue to do it on an occasional basis. And when we do, it will be, balls out, good party. But for now, it's going to be just occasional. If for some reason we go into restriction again, then it may come back as a more regular thing because I like keeping everybody connected and entertained. Also, this Sunday is our group chat for Patreon supporters and local supporters. Those are really cool. We do those on a monthly basis. And then I just want to give everybody kind of an update on what's going on the various sites. Like I have a new video hosting situation for posting patron content on Patreon. So we're back to video links. All of the links that were broken links to Vimeo, I'm not going to be able to repair them until I have a better situation. The current video hosting site that I'm using has a data limit, right? And then you start to have to pay extra and extra and extra. So I can't at this time look backwards. As a better solution works itself out, there will be a way to recover, to sort of repair some of that stuff. I have repaired many of the links in audio because I'm able to post an unlimited amount of audio on Patreon, but you can't post video directly at Patreon. You have to use a video hosting site to do that. So all the new shows that have any relevant video component will be there as video links. And things that don't have any relevant video component will just be there as audio for now. On my own personal locals page, they provide me, because I have a certain number of supporters, with an amount of data that I can post videos and audio there, not an exceeding amount, but I think enough for what I'm doing over there right now. So you can be, I have a variety. I have like 4 or 5 different levels on Patreon, just basically one supporter level right now on locals. I may add a premium level there at some point. I will be shifting the levels around over the course of the next couple of months, but for right now, they're staying the same. The only thing that's changing is after April 1st, words will only be available for $10 and up patrons. It'll be available for my personal locals page, people in for the words locals page. So yeah, things are going to be changing a little bit over the next couple of months. So those things are going Patreon locals, whichever you prefer. I will, like I said, now be on Rockfin. A lot of the material over there will be free. There will be some premium content over there as I get the swing of things and figure out how I want to deal with Rockfin, because it's a little different than the rest of the stuff. And I know some people love Rockfin, some people hate it, but I'm trying it out. I've heard good things from people. Then I think it's different than the other platforms. So I'm going to see how that goes over there before I decide how I'm going to do my material completely over there. Like what I'm going to put there and what I'm not going to put there. And then my website, I am working actively on a member section on my own website, so you can completely bypass Patreon locals or any of that stuff. I was hoping to be able to debut it April 1st. I don't think that's going to happen based on what's going on with my back and the limited amount of time with the computer. So I'm going to shoot for May 1st for that. And then when I'm probably going to make it available to a small group of people first, just to test it out and make sure things are working, because I wouldn't want to tell everybody to go over there and then it's not going smoothly. So, but I am actively working on that. And I think that's going to be good. It's going to allow some other options and things like that too. I'm going to have more control over my own material that way. So all the stuff takes time. I'm having a real lesson in what it is to be, you know, a content creator and be responsible for all that stuff. You know, the more I do this, the more appreciative I am. I was appreciative anyway. I love Randy. And I've always been appreciative of him for the friendship and for the opportunity he gave me. But I didn't recognize how much work goes into the back end of things and how difficult life can become when something goes wrong or when things get, it can be very, very challenging and frustrating. And I'm not a technological person. I'm not a computer person by nature. It's something I've had to learn. I'm not the worst, but it's, you know, doesn't come natural to me like dancing or gymnastics or being a pain in the ass. Like all those things are easy for me all day long. The computer stuff's a little bit more challenging, but I'm appreciative for the opportunity to learn to do this. And thank you for the, you know, being with me, whether you're here with me on YouTube or in one of the other sort of sites and communities that we have other content. I feel very fortunate to be able to do this for a living and to meet and know people and get to have a community around me of like, I don't know if I want to say necessarily like-minded people, right? We don't all agree about everything, but we can agree to disagree. But, you know, we have a lot of shared values. And I know a lot of people who don't know anyone who thinks like they think or values the same things they do. And so the fact that I get to talk to all of you and at least a lot of you seem to like me at least a little bit. So I appreciate that. And I feel very blessed. All the links to everything I talked about are down below. You can find me on Patreon, patreon.com/offplanetmedia, emilymoyer.locals.com, nowwordspodcast.locals.com, and then my own website, emilycmoyer.com, member section coming soon. If you would like to have a session for nutrition consultation, life coaching, or just a good old storytelling chat, you can hit me up there for a session, and I'll see you guys real soon. All right, everyone, have a lovely weekend. Take care. Bye-bye.